Yes, please. So someone was asking a question. Once again, please. Okay. The exams will have part A, part B, two parts.
A question.
Part A and part B. So that is the format basically. So part A will be of some questions and part B some questions. So when the marks varies according to the questions. Maybe you'll have some sub questions in a question also in the part A basically. Part A will have more of direct questions, some scenarios or something like that, something related to, of course, all related to your syllabus only. So those kind of question scenarios. Part B will be more of a case study oriented question. So this is the ideology. Any other doubt?
Ma'am,
Can I ask a question if you
right
allow?
from our study material, or we have to take reference from the others?
Okay, talking about the study material. Yes, your study material will be helpful to completely get through your course, syllabus and all that. But basically, ISTD, this examination is concerned, this is more of experiential stuff. So all of you might have some experience and exposure towards all of these aspects. So when you attempt to a case, so you can pick some theory from the material, you put some, your experience to the answer, and you can, make it as your, your reply to the questions basically. So it should be a blended way, not just depending on the theory, the material only, but you can also get through some ideas through some cases. You can just Google some idea about it and see how can you bring about. But your syllabus, your materials are completely covering all the all the pointers of the syllabus basically. So some more effort from you in terms of giving some giving some format or a structure to your answer, maybe it will help you.
You mean will be taken from, and we can elaborate as per the.
Maybe if you can just put up your question in the chat box, I'll be able to see.
Okay.
So I saw a couple of hands being raised. Yes, please.
In addition to the experience which you have mentioned right now, and the textbooks which have been provided by ISTD, the other reading material which is mentioned in the references, bibliography, do you recommend us to read that book? Thank you.
Yes, there are e-books available with the reference, but the reference books has been given in the syllabus. You have all these e-books also pertaining to the book, pertaining to the names of the books and all that. You can just Google if you're not able to get the books and read, or you're not able to access any library. You can just Google and to make yourself comfortable. You can Google it, or if you have the books, well and good. What big then, you going through some books and then getting some additional way of approaching, not knowledge, but of course you all have that as a syllabus. So some more enhancement from other material, other documents, other secondary reading. Yes, it is important. Anything else?
Thank you.
All right. So throughout the classes, we've been talking about when we started with the basics of ID, and we got into some learning concepts, principles, the methodologies, and adult learning, and what else, how this human performance is helping us in terms of your instructional design.
बाद में कोई रिप्लाई नहीं मिला आया.
All your instructional system design models and theories, all of this we started, we were discussing. throughout
Wait.
the.
I'm in class now, maybe.
Nirita, can you mute yourself? So all of this we were focusing in the earlier classes. Then we started with need analysis. Again, the design, development, implementation, evaluation, all of these we saw. So with some give and take, some interactions and all that. And during your design and development, I did not cover much about e-learning. Basically, e-learning, when we started talking about certain things, but in your material, e-learning, there are a couple of, I think, 3 softwares that they've been mentioning in the e-learning chapter. Maybe those chapters, those softwares, if you can understand more from your other books or Google, whatever, maybe it will be helpful for you to understand e-learning. Otherwise, we all use our own e-learning. So maybe you cannot expect a question like what is e-learning or something like that. Maybe given a case, how would you do this through the e-learning model and all that. Maybe that kind of a question you can expect, for which you can see some more softwares which are related to this and get some idea, understanding as to how to encounter it. So that is about the e-learning chapter in your syllabus. So otherwise, we've all completely discussed, and today we're going to talk about training implementation. So that I kept it in the last, so that we'll have some activity types and all that. So yes, Lahiri, I have seen your hand being raised. Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. This is pertaining to the last day's class. I mean, last days you have taught us regarding the effectiveness. I mean, measuring training effectiveness. You have mentioned that if we are not able to measure any training, it will not be impactful. So, and then you have mentioned for sales training program. But my question is, it is very difficult for me to measuring any behavioral kind of training program. So I would just like to request you, what can be the dimension on which effectiveness can be measured in soft skill training program or behavioral training program. This is because in technical training or in sales training, there are parameters out of which we get the impact. But in soft skill training or behavioral training, it is really difficult for me. So if you can kindly throw some light on this, it would be really help me. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, I think all of us will agree to this, where we bifurcate trainings into 2 things. One, quantitative training, where you everything is measurable, and you're able to get the ROI of the training program. But certain aspects like behavioral training, which is not quantifiable or all of quality oriented. So these kind of trainings, yes, as HRs, as trainers, as ID specialists, we still depend on somewhere or the other. We depend on some evaluation like Kirkpatrick or any other evaluation model. So most of us in today's scenario in the corporates, what we do basically is about understanding the pre-training during the training and post-training. That is what we are going to do today, actually, as part of training implementation. I thought we will understand more of pre-training, during the training, and post-training, so that we discuss more of during the training, I mean the delivery of the training as well as the evaluation, is kind of brought it into a concept of not completely a return on investment, but at least the return on the impact that we make on people. So that's how I have also devised today's class. So what I suggest is, as far as our training evaluation measurement is concerned, when we are able to do pre-training, during the training and post-training kind of an evaluation for these kind of behavioral trainings and all that, I think like other corporates do, yes, it will be helpful for us to get into, not at least quantifiable, but at least qualitatively we'll be able to understand. So as part of training implementation. Yes. So I'm just running through all the
Sorry.
slides of PPT so that
You are not
you.
audible.
Am I audible or not?
No, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am,
madam, you are audible.
clearly audible.
Yes, ma'am. You're
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
No, ma'am, it's okay.
Implementing the training program. So this is what we're going to do today. So before we get, we'll do some activity wise. We have some 25 participants. I think that should be fine. So I thought we will have this a small role play kind of a thing today. We're just exploring this in the virtual mode. We've all of us got accustomed to this virtual mode. So I thought we will do this, in the Zoom also. So more of a role play. So this implementation of training program, I know I have this pre-training, during the training, and post-training. So three different aspects that we actually have this. And I will give you a scenario. So first I will show the scenario. Then I will also discuss few points about this. What do we do as part of the pre-training, during the training, and post-training. Then we will have three different break. Pallavi is. I think Pallavi has exited and now she is entering. Pallavi, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I am here. My network just stopped. Yes,
Break
and
out.
also the co-host, I cannot do that, ma'am. Only the host can see the breakout room option.
Sorry, come again?
Only the host can do that, ma'am. I cannot create breakout rooms.
Got you. Okay, so you mean to say that only the host can
Yes,
do
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Co-host has very limited rights. Only the host can do it.
do we get any option on the screen now? Creating the breakout rooms?
If you are the host, ma'am, you can see the breakout room option down where we have the option of share screen and everything.
That is the reason I actually seek your help.
Ma'am, you'll have an option called as activities there, in which you will find the creation of
Ma'am, that's because you are also the co-host. This is why you are not seeing it. The host can, so the person who started the meeting can do it.
Training staff also, I am on 2 devices. Training at ISTD is my device only. I have only opened it today. So I'm not getting that, what do you call that, option on the breakout room. So I just wanted someone to help me out.
Ma'am, if you cannot see the option on the screen, you can go to the meeting settings and click on start breakout room.
There's no option called start breakout room. Okay, chalo. So we will sort it out. Before that, this is the case. I want you to just keep reading the case as to what we are going to do. I mean, this is the scenario for the role play. If you can read this on the screen. If you can take a screenshot also, it will be good. So as I said, this is the case. And what we need to do is, we will have 3 different groups here. Amongst the participants, we'll have 3 different groups. So pre-training, post-train, during the training and post-training. So these are the concepts that we have as part of training and training implementation. So as far as pre-training, pre-course or pre-program, however you call. So what all you should cover for the scenario I have brought in here. So what all you should, consider in terms of doing this pre-program, what do you say, pre-course aspects that you need to focus on. So like context, conditions, your what are the need requirements, who are the trainers, who are the facilitators, are there internal facilitators, or you're going to bring in some outside experts, subject matter experts to this. And you are going to analyze the participants. What kind of audience are they? What are the cadre, cadre they belong to? The learning objectives of the program. What is the curriculum? What is the content? How are you going to devise the curriculum? And what are the training methods and methodologies that you're going to use? The materials, the aids. All of this you're going to do for as part of. I think we all discussed this in the previous classes. So. This is about the pre-program. The team which is going to work on the pre-program will focus on these aspects. So this is about the pre-program. As far as the during the program is concerned, this is just a sample that I'm showing you. Okay. So what this sample says is day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Like how do we devise, or how do during the program, what all should we consider? How do we do a training program? So this is just a sample. Need not be 5 days. I am not talking about the numbers. Yes, Avani. Yes, please.
Ma'am, I just want to ask, this is going to be a classroom-based training or it's going to be an online training? Thank you.
Let me finish this first. So, so this is the flow that we generally work on. Like, how do we open a session? How do we bring that rapport? Then get into the, emotional and physical aspects, physical environmental based aspects. Then how do you create an inclusive environment? How is this learning going to happen? Where is the learning going to get transformed into a mastery? So what are the opportunities, to see oneself as an active participant in the future? So how do you spot people? The self-determination. How do you spot people who can really, show the change in the training program? And how can you spot on the people? How do you get into this, the values, the determination, the more of humaneness of the people? And putting it all together, how do you conclude it? This is just a sample. This is how, these are the key points, like how we implement a training program. So these are some tricks for you to just get some understanding. So this is about the during the program. So the next would be about the post program. So what do we do for the post program? We understand how can the feedback, you can bring about. What is the evaluation that you're going to do, the certificates that you're going to give, what are the conclusion aspects, how are you going to take this training forward, how are these training materials going to help them, what extra materials are you going to give them, how are these assessments, what are the recognitions? So this training post program team can work on all of these are some hint points.
Also expense calculation.
So these are the hints that I wanted to mention for each of the teams. So now we need to have 3 different teams for this scenario to be, kind of role play. Is that okay? All of you are clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So now my problem is about the breakout room. So give me some 2-3 minutes time. I will just sort out this breakout room and put you all in the breakout room.
Okay,
So you guys had the discussions in the breakout rooms. So I am opening the session once again, I mean the PPT once again. So you have this scenario, which is to be role played now. So breakout room number 1. Can we start?
Yes, ma'am. This is Chandru here. So breakout number 1, we had Vinita, we had Bharti, we had Mayuri, we have Sandeep ji, we have Ms. Avani, Pointila, and Nirja. So that is the participants we had in our group. We had a very good breakout session discussion. So what we did is we followed the tips and tricks step by step, as you suggested. So with the first one being the context and the conditions. So the context of this training is leadership development program. We called it as the leadership development program. It's a 3-day program. It has been arranged by the HR department, and it has been hosted in one of the hotels with some refreshments and along with some gifts being arranged for all the mid-level managers who have been promoted. And they have also invited some hosts for this leadership development program. They have the the mentor that they got from the organization. We have the L&D manager, we have the HR manager who's a part of the internal training program. The day 1 of the program is all about the leadership. So basically trying to give the heads up to the new mid-level managers about the leadership program. And we have also submitted, we have also given them some reading material like case study to test their mindset and see how they are perceiving their next role, and to get an idea about how they would be looking into the next role. So that is what we have designed. Then it's also discussing the rules, their roles and responsibilities, giving them the mission and vision statement of the company. Then day 2 is all about outbound training. So outbound training, we have team building activities, we have coordinations, then we have motivation, skill programs. So that is all about day 2. Then day 3 is all about coaching and conflict management. So where we are discussing about the mentoring program, then there is a role play involved. So we have all those things happening on day 3. And then finally, we have a vote of thanks before we start the real program, thanking all the participants for joining there and giving them a little bit of encouragement. So that is basically the part where we discussed. And the training needs and requirement basically is concerned, that is already outlined by saying that they need to learn the roles of the upper level management and getting into the leadership skills. And then also talking about the relationship building techniques. So that is where we have the conflict management in place, so that way they can learn how to build the relation with their colleagues and with their peers. So that is what we designed. Thank you very much.
So the learning aids the learning outcome. You want to be any specific statement that you want to give as part of the learning outcome?
Learning outcome basically is prepare them for the next leadership role, basically.
Sir, ma'am, actually the learning outcome at the end of the session, they should know the clear cut, what are the expectations from them, what the job role and responsibilities as a next role. At the end of the session, he should know that what are the techniques he can use to control the peers. And he was also a part of that group. Now he become a boss. So how he can handle that, and how he can motivate the team. And at the end of the session, he should know how to motivate the team, coaching the team, and to build the trust. So he can able to build the team so that they can meet the organization.
Okay, got you.
Just to add with this, just to add with this, I just would like to mention, I'm part of group one, I mean team one. We have also discussed that in the first day of training program, we will be given their care as well. And where we will be mentioning the financial goals of the company so that their role is well aligned with the financial goal of the organization, and accordingly they can cascading same thing in the team. When we will be taking the, I mean, in the outbound session, when we are when we are training them with coordinations, collaborations, communications, team effectiveness, team handling, they will be practicing all the thing so that they can cascading the KRA among, I mean, in their team as well. So that is also a part. And feedback, we have also discussed about the feedback form, which is a part of this training.
Beautiful.
And apart from that, ma'am, that the first thing, what is logistics? That was this by Chanduji. So logistic, we need to understand. We need to send the invitation mails, and not only that, along with the case studies, and not only that, we'll invite the seniors who will going to address the session, start the session. I mean, set the context of the program. So that is also there.
Kudos to team A. So now we will go to team B. So I think there is a small challenge for the team B, because I'm sure they will have some kind of learning objective. They would have devised certain things. And now for the team B, they will have to incorporate whatever this team A has said and try to bring about that role play. So that is the trick of the game, actually. So team B, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Team B is ready. Mr. Sharad Raj will be presenting. He would be the senior who would be giving directions to the junior, and the junior would be the would be Pallavi in the organization. I think we can go ahead now.
We are going to do the role plays. So beautiful. Go ahead. Pallavi, if you can also unmute your video if possible, it will be even good.
Ma'am, good afternoon. There's some network issue with Pallavi. I'm Sharad. So we thought to, put all our points in a role play manner so that a senior manager can give an induction on a day one of joining of this manager who is a say top line manager in the company. And the very first, what we have decided that the day one when the manager joins, like for example, here the role is being played by Pallavi from our team, and so we have decided that initially we will be giving all the entire information to this person regarding the company's goals, and also their mission statement, vision statement, followed by their company's strategies. And more than followed by this, we will give a complete introduction of the new joinee. I mean, that is Pallavi, to all the departments, particular in order to bring out the coordination among the Pallavi as well as the department. For example, sales head, those who sit in the corporate office, like sales heads, cluster heads, divisional heads, marketing heads, business excellence, and even for that matter, the the concerned departments. Also, will give the training to the person regarding the internal data understanding, like MIS, as well as sales data, dashboard, and all the data which this person is required to present his role, do his role and duties in the organization. Fourth, we will introduce the team and will organize the internal team building activity with the new person. I mean, the Pallavi, as she has joined in a higher position. We will try to at least put a evening, party which is offshore or maybe some other location. It would not be the only welcome party for the Pallavi, but also it will be, say, introduction as well as off-bound training for that matter, because over the cheers there are a lot many things can be discussed in the beginning, so that the relations can be established and the further people can work together in a coordination. Second set would be like we will try to establish the exact requirement of the other department, including say accounts, finance, legal, HR, and their requirement, and we will try to put them in a way that this person, the Pallavi, will be in alignment with their requirements, so that Pallavi can drive her people, like as I've already mentioned, marketing, sales, strategy. She can drive them according to the head office's needs. And then we will also do the sort of a Salesforce and internal, training team, introduction to the Pallavi, so that she will address the Salesforce, she will address the sales heads, she will also address the training and also marketing team and other teams, so that they will also understand the aims and objective and how Pallavi is going to lead the team from the front. That is what. And followed by this, we have decided that she will also imbibe ownership among all the heads. She will give the complete freedom those who are reporting to her, so that there wouldn't be any, what we say, differences in opinion or differences in the mentalities. They will all work together for one goal towards one objective as an organization. So Pallavi would be giving the freedom of their decisions, discussions, as well as she will be giving the freedom of their choices in order to bring the ethical but say competitive outcome from the organization and from all the departments. Then we have what we'll do is we'll try to take off the older methods which the company was running so far, because this person is Pallavi is young, talented, has good exposure, experience from the industry, and she has also joined the industry and she has now promoted. So we'll be assigning her more responsibility in order to take the company altogether on the next level, so that she, she will bring down the paperwork, she will bring down the extra hours of late sittings, she will take the things which are more digitalized, she will take the things which are more easier, and she will also enable women empowerment. She will also enable the separate departments for the one who are probably the pregnant ladies and even the people who are who stay far away. She'll try to take decisions in order to make everybody the workplace lovable for each and everybody. She will also take certain decisions with respect to the transport, with respect to the allowances, so that the people will not only be comfortable coming to the office, but they will also enjoy the culture overall. She'll also take another good decision in terms of in alignment with the HR team in to implement the further education, continuous education process, what we call. For example, for the management team, she will help out in coordination with HR, so that they can hire, continue with the higher education like part-time PGDM or something like that in the strategic marketing. For HR, in that kind of a domain, or also for the sales team, she can give certain selling skill workshops, or certain other type of workshop which so far company has not seen in the past. But since after Pallavi has joined, and she will probably implement these things into the company's culture, so that people will view at a company in a different aspect altogether. And last but not least, she will also start certain activities which are actually responsible for the stress level management of the internal employees. It could be evening yoga, it could be even sort of a musical refreshment. She can also set up a small sports center in cafeteria or somewhere where people can rather than just going and giving sutta out there and taking their stress out, they can actively have something which is healthy as well as thoughtfulness, which will help them to increase their thoughtfulness and creativity and overall performance. So this is what we have given a thought in just last 15-20 minutes after our discussion. And I'll just tell you about our team members. We were overall, Pallavi was heading us, me, Tia, Vishwadeep sir, Vinod, Manasa, and also Bhupender ji with us. If so we were actually 7, and then after all some more people have joined, so I'm really sorry if I've missed out taking name of anybody. So that's it from my side. This was team B.
That's amazing, Sharad. Actually, given the stipulated time, but with some virtual modality, you've done justice to what to be done. I was about to ask, what is this team A going to, kind of shoot out questions to the team B, because they were the one who actually devised it. So is it aligned? Team A will have to say if that is aligned with the team B's, whatever they have put forth as presentation. So I was about to ask them, and Mayuri has started her conversation. I felt Sharad is actually, bringing out a complete succession planning for Pallavi. So that's what I had seen. So
Thank you so much, Sharad, for taking my name so much in the class. This recording will have a lot of Pallavi's.
Pallavi, you should talk immediately to the HR for your CTC division, because the amount of job what Sharad has given. So, in fact,
It was great, but Sharad, thank you for representing us.
Actually, I'm thankful to all my team because they have all contributed, and Pallavi actually she took out all the points, and then I could just present. I just took opportunity to present. That's all. Yes, Sandeep.
Actually, ma'am, whatever my thinking is concerned, you have given a role play. Purpose is defined. You have asked about the training program pre, during, post. Now, it is not pre, it is not during, it is not post, it is direct induction.
Exactly.
So
it's more a
so already,
we consider the person is already from the company as internally promoted.
It is not promoted. I think if you read the role play where it is clearly said that prepare a mid-level manager, preparation of a mid-level manager to the next level. It is a talent pool. What we need to create. When it is required, when there is a vacancy, we could pick up the candidate from there and immediately we can fill the vacancy. So that is the role, and that is the motto of this particular program. Ma'am, if I am wrong, please.
Madam, we will improvise next time.
So that's why
our manager is newly joined.
So I have given you the tips and tricks also. Like this, you have to make sure whatever I'm showing in the PPT. So like this, all your elements will have to be devised and put it forth as a presentation. So that's what we were expecting. But that's okay. That's okay. Maybe we can see like what if there is no alignment with the pre and during training? Somewhere things will get collapsed. Maybe that way you can perceive how important it is to align with the pre-course and during the course. Maybe these are all experimentation that I am doing for all of you to open up all your minds, open up all your views and perspectives to understand and implement this training stuff. That's it. So all points taken. Now we will move on to team 3 for their presentation.
Can I add here, ma'am? Role play was not possible because either you pick up one element and do a role play. There are too many points to be covered. So either one can go cut like this, all what we plan to do, which is what Sharad has done, or we do a role play by just choosing one point. तो उसकी वजह से बाकी points would have been left behind. So that's what he tried to cover.
Got you. All understood. Team 3?
Yes, team 3. I'll just start and then Anilji will improvise or Anilji will add a major share of it. When we are talking about the leadership role, the 3 aspects that our team has discussed. One is the acceptance by the subordinates. Second is the ease of performing the job, which already covered by Sharad, I think, during the role definition of Pallavi. That how easy it will be for the subordinates to perform in a better way. And third is whether these all new inputs or new role of that promoting manager in the leadership role, whether it has helped to achieve the corporate objectives in toto. Anilji, please continue. Even Anilji has developed one. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Jagannath ji, we have Amrit ji, then Ganesh ji, and Akshata ma'am is there, and Mona Lisa ma'am. Yeah. So in team 3, what we discussed and what we role played was we will evaluate the performance of the newly appointed mid-level manager, and how and what they are going to implement from our course which we completed. And the evaluation, some questions were asked to the newly employed, newly promoted manager, mid-level manager. So after this evaluation is done, then we take the feedback from the participants or all the managers who are now promoted. Now they are going to perform in the new role of upper management. So the feedback form is basically what we did was we circulated a Microsoft form which had many questions, about 10 of them. One of them was regarding how they are going to take the training program and how they are going to implement what was lacking in the training program, and what additional things can be added to improve that. That was there in that feedback. And also how they will recommend other people, other staff to maintain the what you call to improve their skills. So how they will promote to other people that they should attend the training program or not. That was one of the question. So this way we had made a Microsoft form, and it was circulated to everybody, and they filled up the form and they returned back. Then after that, since our organization has got what you call HR management or say LMS management software, the certificates are generated and that is awarded to the best promotee, or you can say the mid-level manager who is recently promoted. Yeah, and based on the evaluation, how their leadership skills are much better than the other, that was evaluated and they were given the certificate. So at the end of the program, we did a concluding function where we gave a award to one of the best participant, and certificate also, which was a certificate of participation. And we also in that what you call assessment or feedback, we asked is there anything which we can which we need to improve the training material, or anything which was missing, or we want to add something. Those things were asked. So overall this was just a concluding function, and everybody were happy, and they were quite motivated with the leadership skills which they have now obtained by doing this course. So anything you want to add, Akshata ma'am?
Additionally, madam, what I wanted to say is this post-training evaluation is not one-shot evaluation. It will be over the period, at least for a year. Means whatever takeaway the learner has taken out of the training inputs, what he or she will implement in his or her new job, and the superior of that learner should be in a position to give feedback about that, whether that has been implemented in toto or whatever level. So what I feel personally is this evaluation post training should be for a longer period than have it at one stage. Thank you.
So team A and team B, or do you want to pose some questions to the team C?
100% मैम. सबसे पहले तो ये है सवाल मेरा, ये already I am posted in the group. Mid-level manager who is recently promoted, I heard at least 4 to 5 times during the presentation, but it is not at all mentioned in anywhere any mid-level manager recently promoted. It is clearly said that mid-level manager who is there in the organization, we are just try to improve their leadership skill for the next level.
ठीक है दादा
पहला बात तो ये है कि मैम इन दैट केस फीडबैक mechanism जो होना चाहिए, it is not regarding to this thing, regarding to how they feel that about the program, what the things they have learned newly, how they can implement, how they can use it by, I mean, working in a same level, how they can implement this knowledge for the next level and keep themselves to the upwards. Then there is a follow-up for the colleagues. Is there any behavioral change and other things change from that, all those people or not? Not only that, as Jagannath ji rightly said, it should be continuous process like 45 days, 90 days, and then 180 days interval. This sort of programs like follow-up programs, like one-day program, one-day workshop type program. Not now, it is no more like already we did all those things. Now, whatever programs should be designed, it should be a workshop type of program, which could be continued for the longer period of time to give the motivation for the people so that they should stay with the organization. They can dream for the organization. They can dream for the next post. I think that will be the better idea if I talk about. I'm sorry if I.
Also, Madam Raghavi, Madam, I also wanted to ask one more thing. Whether such kind of feedback, especially in these new leadership roles of whatever mid-level manager, we consider mid-level managers as a bridge between top management and the subordinates. They should act as a bridge, so they have to play this balancing. Number one. Second is what about the feedback from the subordinates about their superiors? How far this is effective? How far this is acceptable by those persons? Whether they are able to accept the feedback from their subordinates, even if it is anonymous. Thank you very much.
Hi, this is actually based on my knowledge of mid-level manager paradigm shift. The person actually pharma and some of the domain that's arranged the training for leadership development to searching the new talent can be eligible for leadership, or they can instigate or desire to be a manager. So skill to improve their skills. Actually, that is a continuous every cycle, every half yearly basis that that is conducted. So it is a continuous process actually. So what is and another role play? I think there must character must be there. None of us actually we have not created character. So every role play there should be and in that way actually what is as per best. So that's
yeah, I have a point in terms of when this was question about like whether the promotion has happened or it's a preparation. Yeah, role play is one of the proven methods of training with a hypothetical situation or to drive something. And one of the key driving forces or objectives of this program is to promote people and make them successful in their new roles. So our background or the scenario is that he is or she has already got promoted, and post which there is a feedback session taking into consideration how this program was so that they can replicate it for the next batches. So this is the overall premises, Dr. Raghavi.
Good. Guys, actually all well done, because amidst all the challenges that we have, team A, team T, team 3, no connection, we actually made this as a kind of experimental role play, just to understand the nuances of how can it really go, how can this happen, and that's how your questions also would be in the examination. So if you see, I mean, if you I don't know, you have the previous year's question papers access and all that, I don't know, but if I can just give you one example, say one question in the last year's question paper was like, you are invited to conduct a one-day program for some 20 employees, age group being 30 to 35 years, and they are likely to be transferred to from one state to another in a country. So the employees are kind of reluctant to take the transfer, and they are they are unwilling to actually go. So what methods would you adopt to find the find the reasons to that reluctance? What topics would you give as a session, and some give some interesting name for the program? So these were the kind of questions. So this, I'm just giving you an example. So hypothetically, as Ganesh said, so all of these scenarios, the cases that we discuss in class, or get some references from the previous year's question paper, is to open up your minds and say, how better can I give a solution to this problem? So this is what I think as ID specialists, we are trying to, not for every problem, but at least, for some enhancements, for some improvisations, for some kind of getting a hold in a person's transformation, anything of that sort. Yes, we give a solution to any kind of that scenario. So for which I think all of us as trainers and ID specialists or learning and development specialists, however we call ourselves, understanding different scenarios, different companies, culture, different industries. How do we actually perceive it and give ideas to bring about anything? I think that's the specialty of all of us, and that is why we've been discussing different nuances here. So just to make all of you all triggered through this program, through this cases and discussions, I initiated this. Actually, thanks for your participation. You guys made it, and thanks for all the active participation throughout the first class till this day. I'm sure all of you will rock the papers that we have for your ISTD exam, this PG diploma and all that. It's not a kind of a Herculean thing that you cannot crack. It is all your experience, it is all your exposure, it is some theory prep that you can make for yourself with the materials, with the Google, whatever, and see how best you can give it up for the exam. So that is where your actual role plays. So on the examination day, how can you encounter all the questions from your experience point of view, from your knowledge point of view, from the preparation you have done through the textbook, through the the contact classes that we have. Yes, so education beyond examination, rightly said. So this is how we are looking forward, and I'm sure you all will do your best in the exams. Thank you so much. All the best to all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
So
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, also happy
Thank you, ma'am.
you. Have a great day.
Thank you, ma'am.
sorry. Thank you.
Actually, we were
Have a great day.
Madam, actually, we were much worried because it's been 10-15 years that we have not studied after our graduation or post-graduation, how to read all the books, how to retain everything, and how to then write. In fact, we have lost even our writing habits. Initially, before taking admission, we thought it would be objective type question. We will just select ABCD something, but now it seems like. But thank you for motivating. At least we can think from our experience and expertise, and then we can at least give the answers in the question paper.
I'm sure you will do it. No doubt about it.
Because theory, we hardly get some time to even open the books, honestly.
And it's more of, it's beyond your books. That's what I say. So all the books that you are having are for references. Take all the statements and theories and whatever you can put it off for the paper, literally, and put it from your point of view. So that's what ISTD needs. Make it from your point of view, because the case is, how will you encounter all of these situations is from you, from yourself, actually. So go on it. Yeah.
No,
Anybody
thank
else?
you.
Thank you.
No, madam.
Anybody else?
Thank you, madam.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So can we wind up the class?
Yeah, thank you
Yes,
very
ma'am.
much.
All right. All the
Thanks,
best. Bye-bye.
Thank you.